Yo, 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 what's up, gang? It is time. We are getting so cooked tonight. But we'll do good. We'll do good things tonight. We'll learn stuff. Hopefully. Alright, just gotta send the link to the group chat. Live. Okay, where you at? I'm gonna watch the live stream just so it ends up on my history so I can send it to my people. Where you at? Uh-oh. Yes, let's go. Let's go, baby, let's go. Hello? Yes. Hello? 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 Yeah, why is it making that buzzing noise? That fuzzy noise. That sucks, dude. Alright, I'm sending it in the Discord group chat. Oh, I don't want to know what's new. General. Yeah. Alright. I think we're ready to rock. If anybody... Hold up, I'm gonna pin something in the chat. Alright, type in your answer to practice. Hopefully that's how you spell practice. And then pin that baby. Message pinned. Yes. Okay. We should be good. Hydrostatic pressure, yo, we got Posh 07. I don't know how to pronounce your name, I'm sorry. Spencer Poche? Who knows? Yeah, let's go. Hydrostatic pressure. Dang it, I missed an E. It's all good. It's all good. Alright. Glomerular filtration is a process of blank driven by the blank of the blood. Glomerular filtration is a process of... Yes, you said it right. Let's go, Spence. Spence Star. Glomerular filtration is a process of... Do you know what this one is, Spencer? Glomerular filtration is a process... Oh, of bulk flow. Alright, I'm looking at my packet. Alright, glomerular filtration is a process of bulk flow. So bulk flow is the filtration of anything smaller than the pores. So it's everything that goes through the membrane. Bulk flow and is driven by hydrostatic pressure again. Oh my gosh. Everything, urea, water, vitamins, fatty acids, water, glucose, nitrogen, salts, gets pushed out to the stuff needed are then reabsorbed. Cool. Alright, Alright, what force drives filtration at the glomerulus? What force drives filtration out the glomerulus is hydrostatic pressure. I mean, that sounds right and wrong at the same time. Hey, let's go. Alright. 3 common components of the filtrate are divided into 4 categories on the CD program. These include water, nitrogenous waste, which is urea, which is produced by protein breakdown, and uric acid, which is produced from DNA breakdown. Okay, so nitrogenous waste, urea, and uric acid, and creatinine. And creatinine. Ions such as sodium, potassium, magnesium, and like chloride or something. I could be wrong. I know sodium and potassium though. I don't know about the other ones. And then the last one is organic molecules. Such as glucose and amino acids, I believe. Oh, just won the first one, I guess. Alright, water. Alright, glomerular filtration is a process of bulk flow driven by hydrostatic pressure. Ah, dang, I forgot everything again. Okay, common components of the filtrate are divided into 4 categories on the CD program. These include B, nitrogenous waste, which is urea, protein breakdown, and uric acid, which is DNA breakdown. Ammonia, urea, uric acid, creatinine. Hold up. That needs an E. Okay. Do that one again, I guess. Common components of the filtrate are divided into 4 categories on the CD program. These include C, ions, sodium, and potassium. Those are the most important ones, so I'm just going to put that. And chloride, dang it. Alright, we'll do that one again. Glomerular filtration is a process of bulk flow, and it is driven by hydrostatic pressure. Oh my gosh, okay. Bulk flow driven by hydrostatic pressure. This includes urea, uric acid, uric acid, ions, so sodium, potassium, and some other stuff. Yeah, okay. So urea, water, vitamins, fatty acids, water, glucose, nitrogen, salts. Gets pushed out, the stuff needed are then reabsorbed. Common components of the filtrate are divided into 4 categories on the CD program. These include B, nitrogenous waste. So this is ammonia, urea, uric acid, and creatinine. Vroom! That's right, Spencer. Heck yeah, dude. Bro. Ah, yeah. I got that crap. Alright, Spencer. Let me see what you got. I want you to type out these ones. I want you to type out the ions that get filtered into the filtrate. I wanna see it. I gotta see it to believe it. That sodium, that potassium, frick, and that chloride, baby. Let's go. Alright, give me just 1 second. Chat is in the house. Yeah. Hold up. Yeah. Nah, Spencer, you're good. Yeah, that's pretty good right there. There we go. There we go. Yeah. So sodium, potassium, and chloride. Alright. Common components of the filtrate are divided into 4 categories on the CD program. These include D, nutrients. Alright, so the nutrients... actually, what are you thinking of, Spencer? What are the nutrients? I'll give you 10 seconds. Organic molecules, which include glucose and amino acids. I believe. I could be wrong, but I believe that is it. Oh, there we go. Alright. Glucose and amino acids. Yeah, so organic molecules. Alright, blood pressure in the glomerulus is about blank millimeters of mercury. If systemic pressure is high, then the afferent arteriole will constrict. If systemic pressure is low, then the afferent arteriole will dilate. And that's called the so this process is called the myogenic mechanism. But, Spencer, what is the pressure in the glomerulus? I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nah, fam. It's 60. It's 60. All right, wait, hold up. Ooh, wait, I could get out some drawing time. We could draw a little. No. There we go. New image. That works. Yeah. Good stuff. All right. So you have your afferent arteriole going into the glomerulus. And then you have your, let me change up the color. You have this thingy, the tubule. So, oh, and then you have your efferent. Let me get my efferent. This is my efferent. It's a little smaller. My efferent arteriole. Okay, so you have your osmotic. No, you have your glomerular, your hydrostatic glomerular. Okay, it's HP, hydrostatic pressure of the glomerulus. So that's pushing out into here at 60 millimeters of mercury pressure. Then you have two forces pushing back in. One of them, let me do some green. One of them is pushing in, and that is osmotic pressure of the whatever C is. And that is pushing in at 18 millimeters of mercury. Or is it 32? I don't know, it's one of the two. And then you have the other one, which is the 32 one, which is hydrostatic pressure of the, so HP of the, oh shoot, wait, no, this one is, sorry about that, let me get rid of this. This is supposed to be G, because it's osmotic pressure of the glomerulus. Because it's the glomerulus pulling in. Okay, so this is G. And then this is C, right? And this is the 32. Booyah. So these added together equals 50. So 50 pushing on 60. So it cancels out and that leaves 10. Millimeters of mercury pushing into the whatever this purple thing is. And that is equal to net filtration rate. NFR. Boom. Alright. Sorry about the long spiel. Alright, what force drives filtration at the glomerulus? Hydrostatic pressure. Okay, common components of the filtrate are divided into 4 categories. These include A. A is just water. Alright, what two pressures oppose filtration and what are their values? Alright, Spencer, so what are the two things that oppose filtration? The first is osmotic pressure of the glomerulus, also known as OPG. And the next one, which is equal to, I'm going to say 18 millimeters of mercury. And then hydrostatic pressure of the hydrostatic pressure of the, what does that stand for? Oh, capsular hydrostatic pressure. Okay. Hydrostatic pressure of the capsule equals 32 millimeters of mercury. Oh, osmotic pressure. Okay, sweet. Okay, capsular hydrostatic pressure. Oh, no. Wait. Yeah, let me look at this. Ah, dang it, had him. No, shoot, dude. I wrote the wrong thing on my paper. Darn it. Wait, so capsular hydrostatic pressure is 18. Colloid osmotic pressure of the glomerulus. Okay, so this is osmotic pressure. Osmotic osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure, which is equal to 32 millimeters of mercury. Okay, cool. My comments don't immediately go in. Yeah. Sorry about that. I have about a minute of latency, so while I'm streaming, it takes about a minute before what I'm saying gets streamed out. So that kind of sucks. So yeah, it's a little late, so I try to wait a little longer to make sure you have enough time to do stuff. But yeah, we should be good. Alright, so let me correct my drawing. Osmotic pressure of the glomerulus is 32. So let me just get rid of this and go. Oh, yo, Kang is in the chat. The OG. 32. And let's get rid of this one, because this one is 18. Booyah. Boom. There we go. Sounds good. Looks good. Alright. What's next? Wait, King, can you give me the values for your equation right there? So what is hydrostatic pressure of the glomerulus? And then what is hydrostatic pressure of the capsule? And then what is osmotic pressure of the glomerulus? Let me know in the comments. Or in the chat, I mean. In the chat. Alright, common components of the filtrate are divided into 4 categories on the CD program. These include B, nitrogenous waste. So this would be ammonia, urea, which is protein breakdown, uric acid, which is DNA breakdown, and creatinine. Nice. Let's go. Got them all right. Hold up. I'm gonna make sure I'm spelling creatinine correct. Frick. Creatinine in the urine. Okay, creatinine in the urine. Yeah, so it's spelled right. Sick. Oops. King, where you at, bro? I need your skills in the chat. Urea and uric acid. Aw, yeah, baby. Make sure you get that ammonia. And creatinine in there too. Cool. Alright, common components of the filtrate are divided into 4 categories. C, ions. Alright, what are all the ions, Spencer? You got this. You did this last time. You just messed up on one. But you got this one. I'll give you 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright. So it's sodium, potassium, and chloride. Let's go, baby! Alright, glomerular filtration is a process of bulk flow, and it is driven by hydrostatic pressure. Dang it. Everything: urea, water, vitamins, fatty acids, water, glucose, nitrogen, salts gets pushed out. Stuff needed are then reabsorbed. Alright, wait, let me do that one more time. Alright, bulk flow and hydrostatic pressure. Okay, and that is urea, uric acid. Aw, yeah, Spencer. Uric acid, water, or wait, no, get uric acid. Urea, water, fatty acids, oh, yeah, you're right, King. You're right. Alright, let's just put that in there. Vitamins, fatty acids, water, glucose. What the? Water's in here twice. Glucose, nitrogen, salts. Cool. Alright, King. I want you to type out what are the nutrients that are in the filtrate. I'll give you 5 seconds. 5. Alright, so they're the organic molecules, which are glucose and amino acids. Let's go, baby! Alright, what is the normal net filtration pressure? King, you don't know. It's glucose and amino acids. There we go, King. Now you know. I believe in you. If that's on the test tomorrow, I better look. If I look over at you, I better see you nodding your head up and down and saying, "Oh yeah, baby, I got that one." You better be saying, "I got that one in the bag." Yeah, let's go, Spencer. All right, now tell me, what is the normal net filtration pressure? So the NFP? Yeah. NFR? I don't know. The normal net filtration pressure. Is that supposed to be net filtration rate? Or no, oh, it is NFP. For some reason I was thinking it was NFR. Okay, NFP. Net filtration pressure. Tell me. Tell me what it is. No, Spencer. It's not 50. 50 is added together from the capsular hydrostatic pressure and the glomerular osmotic pressure. So that's added together to make 50, and that opposes the hydrostatic pressure of the glomerulus, which is 60. So the 60 minus 50, the 50 cancels out and just leaves 10 for the hydrostatic pressure. So it goes near. So the NF. Get this out of here. Why did I make a tail? So the NFP is 10 millimeters of mercury. Alright. 10 millimeters of mercury. Let's go, baby. Alright. Blood pressure in the glomerulus is about blank millimeters of mercury. If systemic pressure is high, then the afferent arteriole will constrict. If systemic pressure is low, then the afferent arteriole will dilate. Alright. So, Spencer, tell me what the... Yeah, NFP is 10. There we go. Alright, but Spencer, tell me what the glomerular blood pressure is, aka HPG. And Kang, you can chime in too. I wanna hear you both type it out. I wanna hear those keys clanking. It's right here in the drawing. Oh. Yeah, Kang. What a guy. What a guy. Let's go, Spencer. Both got it. Too good. 60, baby. Yeah, so that's this HPG. So that's pushing. I should have made... Here, let me make the arrow. Let's make the arrow go through here, so it's more obvious what it's doing. There we go. So it's going through the afferent arteriole and pushing out of the glomerulus. Alright, what's next? Alright, what two pressures oppose filtration and what are their values? Okay, so the glomerular osmotic pressure is equal to 32 millimeters of mercury, and the what is it called? The capsular hydrostatic pressure is equal to 18 millimeters of mercury. Capacitor, alright, I had them right. I just had the order switched. So I should be good. Alright, with a glomerular filtration rate of blank, how much plasma would be filtered per day? Alright, I want to hear you guys say this one. Yeah, Kane got that. The OPG of 32. The osmotic pressure of the glomerulus. Okay, so what is the glomerular filtration rate equal to? What is the GFR equal to? And what is the how much plasma do we filter in a day? So I'm gonna put my answer in here where you can't see it. Alright, I have my answer down. I want to hear your guys' answers. Let's see it, y'all. Okay, so GFR is equal to King. No. Alright, let me pull it down. Okay, so GFR is equal to 125 milliliters per minute. So that is the amount of this stuff. So this black stuff right here, which is the blood going through, turning into filtrate. Going through there should be 125 going through there per minute. And that is in total. It's not 125 milliliters per minute going through each individual glomerulus. It's in total, all of the glomeruli filter 125 milliliters per minute. And so 125 times 100 or 1,440, because that's how many minutes are in a day, that is equal to 180 liters. Or you could do, since this is in milliliters, you could just say like 118,000 milliliters per day. Yeah. Sweet. Alright, so you guys got that? Alright, so GFR, glomerular filtration rate, is 125 milliliters per day, or per minute. And how much plasma would be filtered per day is 180 liters per day. Yeah, let's go. I'm gonna edit this real quick to make it capital L for liters. There we go. Alright, in an exercising individual, the afferent arteriole will dilate or constrict, circle 1, to avoid excess fluid loss. Alright, so let me get rid of some of this stuff real quick. Oh, wait. There we go. Okay. So what am I doing? So if you're exercising, run. Let's say you're running. Run equals high blood pressure. High blood pressure equals lots of blood. High blood pressure equals too much blood. Too much blood going through the the afferent arteriole into the glomerulus. So in order, Spencer got it. In order to cut down on the amount of blood going through, you have to constrict so not as much blood goes through. So it is like this when you have low blood pressure, and it's, here, let me draw a little. So it's dilated. And when you have high blood pressure, it's like this. It's constricted. So if you want to take that in for a second. So low blood pressure equals afferent arterial dilation, and high blood pressure equals afferent arterial constriction. Alright, so circle one, constriction. Constrict, whatever. Alright, two mechanisms that provide autoregulatory control over renal processes include. Alright, so the two that it's talking about is, the first one is the, man, I need a new document that's bigger. And that's sideways. 2,000, 20,000 by 10,000. That sounds good. It's gonna take a little while to load. There we go. Okay, what was I doing? Two mechanisms that provide autoregulatory control over renal processes include. So the first one is what she refers to as woo woo. Woo woo woo. Which is equal to the myogenic mechanism hold up, I need to learn how to spell this. Mechanism, like racism has the ism. Mechanism. So that's the first one. So that's number one. I'm bad at writing. And then the second one is the tubulo. This one is tough. Alright, I'm gonna increase my breaststroke. Alright. The tubulo glomerular tubuloglomerular feedback. So the tubuloglomerular feedback is equal to what is that? Hold up, just a second. Bro said racism, I'm dead. Thanks, Spencer. Hold up. Where is it this one? Yeah. Okay, wait, let's look at this real quick. Nope. Where is it? Oh, right. Okay, so tubuloglomerular feedback happens in the juxtaglomerular apparatus, which houses the macula densa, and the macula densa is a chemoreceptor that detects for sodium and chloride. So I believe that when too much sodium or chloride is detected in the juxtagular glomerular apparatus, it constricts to try and keep more sodium in without it filtering it out. I could be wrong, but yeah, so that's what tubuloglomerular feedback is. All right, let's just type it in and see. All right, 2 mechanisms that provide autoregulatory control over renal processes include, what is this one? Myogenic mechanism, like racism. Yeah, Kang got it right there. Let's go, Kang. Can we get some W Kang in the chat? Alright, myogenic mechanism and tubuloglomerular feedback. Okay, myogenic mechanism, afferent arterioles. Afferent arteriole. So that's constricting the afferent arteriole to do the woo 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 woo. And then the tubuloglomerular feedback is detection of sodium and chloride, so detection of salt pretty much. And I honestly forgot what it does. Okay, wait, let me read this real quick. Hold up, let me bring this up. High osmolarity, or sodium and chloride, in the ascending loop of Henle will cause afferent arterioles to dilate. Okay. Will cause afferent arterioles to constrict. It was asking which one. It will cause them to constrict by releasing vasoconstrictor. Okay, so low blood flow, vasoconstrictor release is stopped. So when blood flow is low, vasoconstrictor release is stopped, so it stops constricting, so it dilates, which makes sense because when you dilate, it allows more fluid to pass through, and when you have low blood pressure, your JG cells or your granular cells release renin. And I forgot what renin does, but anyways. Heck yeah, we are. Alright, on to the next. What is the normal net filtration pressure? Okay, so what is NFP? Kang. Or wait, no. What is NFP, Spencer? NFP is 10 millimeters of mercury. Haha. Alright, high osmolarity or high sodium and chloride in the ascending loop of Henle, macula densa is the place with the chemoreceptors. Let's go, King! You got that 10. Okay, macula densa is the place with the chemoreceptors. Hold up, let me... wait, no, it shows the answer. Don't look at the answer. Receptors. There we go. Okay. Is the place with the chemoreceptors will cause afferent arterioles to dilate or constrict, circle 1, by releasing... Okay, so it releases or it constricts, and it releases vasoconstrictor. Constrictor. Dang it. Alright. Anyways, in periods of extreme stress, the sympathetic nervous system will override auto-regulation. An increase in sympathetic flow to the kidney will result in what two important effects that will aid maintenance of blood pressure. Shoot, I don't even know. In periods of extreme stress. Okay, so my paper says vasoconstrict arterioles and stimulate renin release via sympathetic stimulation. Alright, so let's try that. Vasoconstrict arterioles and stimulate renin release via sympathetic stimulation. Okay, stimulate vasoconstriction of afferent arterioles. Stimulate release of renin. Cool. That's basically it. Alright. With a glomerular filtration rate of... So GFR of... What was GFR again? King? So GFR is 125 milliliters per minute, and that makes 180 liters per day. Booyah. Alright, high osmolarity or high sodium and chloride in the ascending loop of Henle, macula densa is the place with the chemoreceptors, will cause afferent arterioles to dilate or constrict, circle 1, by releasing a vasoconstrictor. Let me look it up. Well, how do you spell vasoconstrictor? Vasoconstrictor. Nice, it is constrictor. Yeah, let's go, Spencer. Okay, let's edit this. So it is spelled vasoconstrictor instead of ter. So vasoconstrictor. 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 Nice. Alright. In an exercising individual, the afferent arteriole will dilate. Yeah, let's go. You got that fast. Afferent arteriole will dilate or constrict to avoid excess fluid loss. Individual afferent arterial. Constrict. And then release renin. Wait. Yeah, this one is just constrict. The one that talks about in periods of extreme stress, the sympathetic. So when you're exercising, you're not in like extreme stress. But all right, the urinary system, glomerular filtration. That's just a paper. That's a paper with like all the stuff on it. All right, summarize the 5 steps of reabsorption in the proximal tube. Oh shoot, 5 steps of reabsorption in the proximal tube. I don't know, proximal convoluted tube. Let's just look at it. All right. Oh, right. Okay, sodium is pumped out on the basolateral side of the tubule. Okay, yeah, let me get some drawing in here. All right, so you have these are your simple cuboidal epithelium. So you have microvilli on them to increase surface area for reabsorption. And then you have your nucleus in here. It's a big nucleus. Okay. And then you have your blood vessels, your capillaries in here, like that. Okay, so what's happening is you have, what was this again? Sodium is pumped out on the basolateral side of the tubule. Okay, so basolateral, I believe, means like near the basement membrane. So the basement membrane would be, I'll mark it in red. This would be the basement membrane. So the basolateral side is the basement membrane side. So on that side you have sodium potassium pumps. So let me just draw that up here. So this is for the sodium, and then the potassium. So sodium goes out. Three go out, and potassium comes in. Two comes in. Like that. Okay, so what is it talking about? Okay, sodium is pumped out on the basolateral side of the tubule. So it's pumped out to create a gradient, a sodium gradient, because then this makes the sodium that's in here want to go out more. And yeah, just keeps going. I don't know what else to say. All right, so step 2. Step 2, let me try to figure this out. Sodium is pumped out. Oh, that creates the gradient. So sodium is pumped out, then creates gradient, osmotic gradient, just gradient. Creates gradient, goes hold up, goes, is that how you spell goes? Does, goes, yeah. Sodium goes into bloodstream. Okay. So then this goes into bloodstream like that. So step one, like that. Step two, like that. Perfect. Okay, so what's next? Summarize the 5 steps. What is third? I don't know. Alright, sodium moves into cell through sodium glucose transport protein 1, so SGLT1, on lamina side of tubule. Sodium moves into cell through SGLT1. Okay, so that would be a protein that looks something like so this is the glucose side. And then let's get us just a normal dumb sodium side. Alright, so sodium goes in right here. And goes in. And this is, so this entire thing is the SGLT1. SGLT1. And then glucose goes in here and then in there. So this is facilitated diffusion because there's no ATP breakdown, but since sodium is, the sodium potassium pump is making a gradient, since it's pumping it out using ATP, this is known as a secondary active transport because it's dragging glucose with the sodium that wants to get pumped in. Cool. Alright, 2 mechanisms that provide auto-regulatory control over renal processes include... Alright, what are they, Spencer? Let me know what they are. Alright, so the 2 are the myogenic mechanism and what is the other one? The tubuloglomerular feedback. Afferent arterioles. Yeah, so the myogenic mechanism of the afferent arterioles is the constant contraction and dilation of the afferent arteriole to try and keep the net filtration rate consistent. To try and, or I should say, net filtration pressure consistent. Or what is it? The hydrostatic pressure of the glomerulus. So glomerular hydrostatic pressure. Try to keep the glomerular hydrostatic pressure consistent at 60 millimeters of mercury. There we go. I got it. Took me a while. Alright, in periods of extreme stress, the sympathetic nervous system will override autoregulation. An increase in sympathetic flow to the kidney will result in two important effects that will aid maintenance of blood pressure. Okay, vasoconstrict the afferent arterioles and stimulate renin release. Nice. Stimulate vasoconstriction of afferent arterioles, stimulate release of renin. Cool. Alright, summarize the 3 steps of reabsorption in the proximal tubule. Okay, so the third step is SGLT1. I don't know. Okay, sodium move into cell through SGLT1 on lamina side of the tubule. Okay, sodium move into cell through SGLT1 on lamina side of tubule. Alright, summarize the 5 steps of reabsorption in the proximal tubule. Number 4. I don't know. Glucose also passes through SGLT1 into cell and out of cell by the GLUT2 glucose 2 transporter on basolateral side and into blood. Okay, good to know. Okay, high osmolarity or high sodium chloride in the ascending loop of Henle, macula densa, is the place with the chemoreceptors, will cause afferent arterioles to dilate or constrict. It will cause them to constrict, which is known as a vasoconstrictor. Dang it. I accidentally put an N in there. Alright, urinary system, glomerular filtration. In my Oh. Okay. Just a second. No, everybody left. Darn it. Bye, everybody. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. In my life, I love them all. Alright, summarize the 5 steps of reabsorption in the proximal tubule. Number 5, water will pass into and out of the tubule cells through aquaporins following the movement of sodium. Alright, what percentage of the filtrate is reabsorbed into the proximal tubule? Filtrate is reabsorbed in the proximal tubule. Oh no, I need to know that. %. 65%. Nice. What percent of the filtrate is reabsorbed in the proximal tubule? 65%. What's going on? What? It froze? No. In my life, I love you more. Dun, 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 dun. Of the filtrate is reabsorbed in the proximal tubule, 65%. What's going on? What? It froze? No. In my life, I love you more. Dun, 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 dun. That of the filtrate is reabsorbed on the proximal tubule, 65%. What's going on? What? It froze? Okay. Dude, I'm so tired. I'm so freaking tired. Bro, what is going on? Just work. Oh. Transport lines. Okay, summarize reabsorption in the proximal tubule. Sodium is pumped out on the basolateral side of tubule. Oh, basolateral. Sodium goes into bloodstream. SGLT1 on luminal side of tubule. Sodium moves into cell through SGLT1. Oh wait, no. Glucose also passes through SGLT1 into cell and out of GLUT transporter on basolateral side into blood. Water will pass into and out of the tubule cells through aquaporins following the movement of sodium. Cool. Alright, summarize. Oh gosh. Sodium. Okay, sodium is pumped out of the basolateral side through a sodium potassium pump. Sodium is pumped out on the basolateral side of the tubule. Summarize the 5 steps of reabsorption in the proximal tubule. Number 2. Sodium gets drawn in. Due to a gradient formed by the sodium potassium pump. Okay, sodium gets drawn in through SGLT1 proteins in the luminal side of the tubule due to a gradient formed by the sodium potassium pump. Goes into bloodstream. Okay, cool. Bro, I don't know. Glucose also passes through SGLT1 into cell and out of cell by the GLUT2 transporter on basolateral side and into blood. What are the two reabsorption pathways through the tubular cell barrier? 2 reabsorption pathways through the tubular cell barrier. Oh, transcellular, which is equals through the cell, and paracellular, which equals between these cells. What are the two reabsorption? Okay. How can we cause water to diffuse from the lumen into the interstitial space? Through aquaporins. Reabsorption of sodium, formation of more aquaporins. Transport of what ion could cause the diffusion of water? Sodium. Sodium. Alright, what is the rate called? 125 milliliters per minute. That is the GFR, which is the glomerular filtration rate. What is the symporter for sodium and glucose? What is the monoporter? It's not called a monoporter. It's called a... It has a different name. It's not called a monoporter though. But symporter is like... what is it called? Antagonistic okay. Permissive, antagonistic, and synergistic. Yeah. So symporter is like synergism. Okay, so symporter is the SGLT uno, and the monoporter, which that's not the name for it, for glucose is the GLUT2. Nice. In periods of extreme stress, the sympathetic nervous system will override autoregulation. An increase in sympathetic flow to the kidney will result in what two important effects that will aid maintenance of blood pressure? In periods of extreme stress, the sympathetic nervous system will override autoregulation. In vasoconstriction of the afferent arterioles and stimulate sympathetic release of renin. Stimulate vasoconstriction of afferent arterioles and stimulate release of renin. Nice. Number 3, I don't know. Sodium moves into cell through SGLT1 on lamina side of tubule. Alright, what is the equation to get NFP? Okay, so NFP equals hydrostatic pressure of the glomerulus minus osmotic pressure of the glomerulus plus the hydrostatic pressure of the capsule, so which is equal to 60 minus 60 millimeters of mercury minus 32 millimeters of mercury plus 18 millimeters of mercury equals 10 millimeters of mercury. Okay. Summarize the 5 steps. Water will pass into and out of the tubule cells through aquaporins following the movement of sodium. What percent of the filtrate is reabsorbed in the proximal tubule? What percent of the filtrate is reabsorbed? 65%. 100% of glucose and amino acids. Right. Nice. %. 100% of glucose and amino acids. Alright, summarize the 5 steps of reabsorption in the proximal tubule. Glucose passes through SGLT1 cell and out of cell by the GLUT2 transporter on basolateral side and into blood. How can we cause water to diffuse from the lumen into the interstitial space? Sodium. Movement of sodium. Reabsorption of sodium, formation of more. A reabsorption of sodium. Stop. Formation of more aquaporins. What are 2 reabsorption pathways through the tubular cell barrier? Transcellular and paracellular. Nice. What is the symporter for sodium and glucose? What is the non-porter? SGLT1 is the symporter, and the monoporter is GLUT2. Nice. Transport of what ion causes the diffusion of water? Sodium or sodium? GFR or glomerular filtration rate. What's the equation to get NFP? NFP equals hydrostatic pressure of the glomerulus minus hydrostatic pressure of the capsule plus osmotic pressure of the glomerulus. Nice. Is that it? Yay, I'm done. Alright, I'm done. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm dead, dude. Alright, stop streaming. 1 hour and 24 minutes. Goodbye, y'all.